Hey, what's up, Liron here. Today I'm going to share with you my favorite watercolor brushes updated for 2024. I'm going to share with you basically 3 general types and within each one 2 options. So the first ones are of course the Lebenzon brushes. Those were kindly sent to me by Tracy Lebenzon a couple of years ago and I've been an avid user since. I have, I would say, 2 favorite ones. I have about 20 of these, probably even more. One is the large goat hair. This one is my kind of general use, so just for washes. What I especially like to do with it is doing wet on dry, where I modify the wash quite a bit as I go along. It has a lot of advantages that are extremely unique just to this brush. The main one is being ergonomically. The grip is super nice. It's irregular and uneven, which leads to fewer calluses on your hands. And it's just very comfortable if you have any, wrist issues, carpal tunnel issues, these kinds of things, from what I know, and I'm not an expert, are meant to alleviate that, which is why these are great. They're very easy to use. Now, the other one that I really like is the thin one. I use that for as my kind of rigger brush. I sign all of my paintings with this. This is a small brown synthetic brush. I sign, again, all of my paintings with this. All the small details, all the wires running across cityscapes. This one's my favorite for that, and it's just good for being very accurate. Now, if you press hard on it, you actually can get a bit of a wider line, so that's good if you do want a wider line, but you want to keep it limited. Something that, let's say, a mop brush or even a brush that has a good tip but is still wider won't get for you. So this would be another favorite of mine. Now, I will mention that I'm an affiliate with Lebenzon Brushes, so if you want to get any of them, and I'm going to put links to everything, all the brushes I'm going to show you today in the description box below, but if you want to get any of these, you can use discount code Liron. I think it's with a capital L, and you should get I think it's a 15% discount. Don't quote me on that, but check it out. Links below once again. Now, the next type, this is a bit of a surprising one out of the blue. They just caught me. These are brushes sent to me by Michael Solovyev, and these are also kind of bamboo based, and you'll see they have some interesting features as well. One of the things I really like in particular about this one, the just straight up flat calligraphy, not flat, but calligraphy kind of Chinese brush, is it's very useful for doing a lot of subtle wet in wet effects. When you look at masters of portrait painting like Misselbu and other artists like that, they tend to use similar brushes, and I find that they're very good for achieving these very subtle effects where you come back and do wet in wet when the paint is almost dry, but you have it's very high level of technical mastery. Now, another fun thing is it has in the tip, it has this little rope thing. So, because if you don't know, bamboo brushes are meant to hang so that the paint and water move down under and don't seep into the bamboo. So that's another little feature. The second one would be this beautiful flat mop brush. I don't know if you can even call it a mop. Not a mop, a flat brush per se, because it is just many different groups of hairs. But what I found is absolutely unique and wonderful about this one is the capacity. My issue with flat brushes is usually the water capacity isn't good enough. I have yet to encounter a good flat brush other than this one and my Raphael Aqua. From my Aqua series, I have a large one, wide one, that have good capacity. Because this is made of multiple groups of hairs, the capacity is wonderful. It allows you to do a lot with it. Now, the downside of this, it's not really a downside, it's an inherent quality of flat brushes and brushes with large water capacity, is it takes a while to charge them, and you need to mix a lot. That's another thing to bear in mind. But these are absolutely integral to my processes, especially the larger paintings. If you'll check out my video on Ponte Vecchio painting, I've used this one extensively there. I could not have completed that painting process without it. And finally, we're getting to, the ones that you're most familiar with, my Escoda brushes. These, I do have the travel set, so these are collapsible. I'm going to get started with the Perla one. This is, if I'm not mistaken, it's so old, the text rubbed off on it, but if I'm not mistaken, it's like a 12 size, and it's a wonderful size for small details. It has a beautiful tip, very useful. I don't use the collapsible feature at all. I use these as my studio brushes, and they're wonderful. The other one is the Barroco, which you see everywhere. The green brush, I use it in just about any painting where I need both large areas and small accurate details. The tip, you can see, got just a little bit crooked there, but honestly, I don't mind it. I learned to work with it, and sometimes it's actually useful. It has this nice hook onto it. The one downside, I would say, of particularly the collapsible ones is the grip is a little wide and it's hard metal. So this could lead, quite the opposite of what we talked about earlier, to some calluses, especially here on this finger, the middle finger actually, but on this side. So this is a bit of a downside, but other than that, and you can get the studio version of these brushes as well, and kind of alleviate that issue. But to me, these are the bread and butter of a lot of my painting processes. I couldn't really do without them. So I hope that helps you. You get some kind of a selection there. I will put links to everything below. Hopefully I have links to everything. If I don't, my apologies. But for the Lebenzon brushes, for sure, and for the whatever I can find of the other brushes, I will put links. I am an affiliate with Lebenzon Paintbrushes, so if you use my code, you get a 15%, if I'm not mistaken, discount. It's Liron. You get, of course, the same price, but I make a small royalty. So be sure to check these out. You can find everything, the Michael Solovyev ones on Amazon, Escoda on Escoda's website, and on Amazon. This is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this one. I want to thank you so much for your support and for watching the videos. And also, I want to thank everyone who supports me over on Patreon. If you want to receive credits at the end of the videos, be sure to check that out. And also, there are a few exclusive processes and exclusive posts and some non-exclusive ones too. So if you aren't a supporter, or if you don't even have an account, go over there, check it out, and you can just follow me for free. In any case, we'll see you in the next video. Take care.